Patriot.
Hey, this is Skylar.
My name's the Devil's Rejects.
I'm the big-time wrestling heavyweight champion, Flex Armstrong.
I'm the connected
Rusev Day every day.
It's Rusev Day every day.
Exactly.
And you're watching the Wrestling Connection.
And you're watching Wrestling Connection.
And watch the Wrestling Connection.
You're watching the Wrestling Connection.
I hear that women gain immortality from licking the feet of babies.
What? Say.
Be connected, get connected, and stay connected, brothers.
Hello, Allison, and welcome to the.
Be connected, get connected, stay connected.
Just a big, of course, we have the official presentation. Thank you.
Get connected, be evil, or die.
Moving on.
Be connected, get connected, stay connected.
And welcome to episode 244 of the most must-see show to ever hit the Bedford TV airwaves, or any airwaves for that matter, north, south, east, west, backwards, frontwards, diagonally, sideways, any which way you look at it, all around the world, the Wrestling Connection. Back from his vacation in Key West, I am still your connection to the wrestling world, the pontiff of the pro wrestling populace, Mr. Ken Hill, delivering all the news to you in professional wrestling today. I want to let everyone know I had a fantastic time on vacation in Key West. Again, congratulations out to the newlyweds, my stepbrother Dominic and his blushing bride Stephanie. The week went off without a hitch, so to speak, but I'm bummed.
You still lost.
I just want to wish them nothing but the best. It seems that I'm going to be writing solo today, or perhaps not.
Ha
I win.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dan Kaufman, and I'm here to represent myself as the inaugural, reigning, defending, undisputed World Wrestling Connection champion. The belts are mine, and they will be melted down to create a brand new shiny one in the near future.
It goes to figure when you're quoting CM Punk that, of course, the next logical route you would go is Paul Heyman. I guess I really shouldn't be surprised.
I mean, if you're gonna choose the best, you have to have the best. So I will represent myself, and I am happy to do it.
Okay, look. Before we have another quote unquote face off that results with me slapping your face again, let's just kind of like put it to rest for now. Let's move on. Okay, I lost, you won. It wasn't a fluke. I give it to you. Congratulations.
The humbleness is all I need. It warms my heart. But to be perfectly honest, this was a great pay-per-view, and it definitely raised my spirits a bit. So I want to review this. I want to show how good this show was.
I want to do that too. It did pick up my spirits a little bit, especially considering I was hopping between flights to get back to Bedford. Safe to say the vacation was nice. The trip to and from, not so much. But anyway, like the new inaugural undisputed champion said, let's just get right. Let's just get right to it. Let's get more. Yeah. Yes, and the first sign that things are A-okay with the new champ on board.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, it is our 2019 Royal Rumble paper review.
Man, things are not looking well here.
Interesting. Things like this. I mean, I won't claim that we were a technical masterpiece beforehand.
I know, but at least we were doing well before. Jeez, come on.
Seem to be having a couple of technical fallacies here. Perhaps we need to get our tech man in.
Yeah, probably gonna have to. One moment, people. Apologies. Buttons.
Yeah, the champ will be right back. The champ knows all and sees all, but apparently he can't handle a simple tablet.
Yeah. For some reason, it's messing up. Yes, we are live. So we will talk about a picture we actually don't even have. So the first match, which was announced during the kickoff itself, was Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus Razor of AOP and Scott Dawson of the Revival.
So basically, the way this match went down was that it was a non-title match with the tag champions, and like you said, the unusual pairing of two men of two separate tag teams.
Yeah.
Now, if the unusual duo of Razor and Dawson won, both their teams would get title opportunities down the road against Roode and Gable.
Yeah, pretty much.
As it was, though, you kind of have a weak lay on that, Nikki. Yeah. Okay,
So
okay, proper dacha.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that
didn't lose by much, though.
no, it wasn't that
2
much.
points.
Yep.
2 points.
So, basically the Revival would probably get an opportunity before the AOP because they had to wait for Hackam to come back from injury. And it didn't matter because,
Roode and Gable won.
Roode and Gable won.
So it was
handily.
completely. I mean, even for a kickoff match, it was completely pointless.
It was absolutely pointless. It blasted of like 10 minutes.
You're all set.
All set?
All right. So I mean, it would have been a unique situation. Like, okay, would have been a triple threat match. Would it have just been one match? Would have been like a gauntlet tag team title match. We will never know because it never happened because they lost.
Very true.
All right. So moving on to the second kickoff match, we had Shinsuke competing for the United States title against the new United States champion, Rusev. Now, I thought this one was seemingly pretty cut and dry.
This one was quite better off than the one before it.
I mean, you would have thought that, okay, Rusev comes in, and despite all of Shinsuke's best mind games, he would ultimately come up short. Instead, they go to route where, okay, Rusev ends up running into his wife Lana during a brief altercation on the ring.
Yeah,
apron.
basically, if you've seen Rusev's first pinfall loss at WrestleMania against John Cena, you know how this ended up.
Yeah.
It was Rusev hitting Lana causing his distraction, and due to that, Shinsuke Nakamura gets the Kinshasa to the back of the head and therefore claims victory.
Becomes a 2-time United States champion.
There we go.
Now, and this alarming statistic was brought to my attention yesterday. Something Rusev himself noted. This has marked a 2-year period in which Rusev has not won a pay-per-view match. Kickoff, main show, any which way you look at it, he has not won a pay-per-view match in 2 years.
I didn't even realize that. I mean, considering the fact that Rusev was at one time the most overact in the entire company.
He was pushed. For a time he was considered undefeated.
Rusev Day was the most overact, and they instead feud and you want to know something? That could have been Rusev's first win. Instead, they had it on TV for a nothing match.
And then this, they took like a real feel-good moment, him winning the United States title, seemingly climbing back into a good solid position as an upper mid-carder, and then it all goes away in the span of a month.
Pretty much.
And then the kicker, I couldn't believe this. On SmackDown, on the follow-up on SmackDown, all right, you have R-Truth, who, because he was knocked out of the Rumble, obviously number 30 spot, by a surprise entrant. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
was given by the McMahons a United States Championship opportunity against the new champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, what happens? Shinsuke is going for the landslide. R-Truth counters into a roll-up, seemingly gets a 3 count out of nowhere, and suddenly, boom, new United States champion. But Rusev is not content with that. He comes out, says, "Okay, I was not happy with Shinsuke demoralizing the United States Championship. With R-Truth, it's no better. It's going to become a joke. So I need to come out here and challenge." R-Truth, insulted by Rusev, accepts the challenge to defend his honor.
And R-Truth wins again.
Again, with like basically like a Jack Briscoe roll-up, something we saw Booker T do time and again. And then Shinsuke goes after R-Truth as he's celebrating, and then Rusev starts putting the boots to R-Truth alongside the very man who caused him so much strife between him and his wife over the last month. He aligned
The last time someone got in between him and his wife, he beat him down so much he's now a commentator on 205 Live. Now he has someone again who's not didn't physically touch Lana. Shinsuke has, and apparently it's okay now. And now they're gonna team up and take on the Gallows and Anderson next week.
So, okay,
yeah,
I don't know.
These were the low points for the show, in my opinion.
This is just like this. I mean, this is how WWE completely derails a character.
Yep.
I mean, oh yeah, the merch sales are good, but okay, we gotta turn you heel. You gotta turn you heel, pal.
Sounds like another person who turned heel on Raw.
Oh my god.
So we'll get to that too.
Yeah.
But So Shinsuke loses the belt to Rusev. Rusev loses it back to Shinsuke. Then Shinsuke loses it to R-Truth, and then R-Truth successfully defends it against Rusev.
Oh, and he's successful. Go figure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now for the beginning of everything good.
So,
this match.
In hindsight, this ended up being Hideo Itami's kind of farewell match.
It was a swan song match.
His swan song, if you will. You had the Fatal 4-Way match, Cruiserweight title. You had Buddy Murphy defending against Kalisto, Hideo Itami, and the former Kenta, Hideo Itami, and Akira Tozawa. And suffice to say, it was basically a pinball match. It was all over
I called
the
it
place.
the collateral damage match. People getting tossed into other people, people landing on other people. You had the main
people suplexing each other into other people.
I love catching someone's kick and tossing it into someone else's head.
It had that like eclectic energy that I think you would expect from a cruiserweight championship match. I loved it.
Definitely the spot of the match was Hideo Itami hold on the ropes, Tozawa diving through the ropes to hit Kalisto, who then hurricanrana's Buddy Murphy into the barricade.
And if there's any one reason I want to see Kenny Omega in WWE, it would just be to watch him and Buddy Murphy just knee strike the crap out of each other.
Oh, yeah. The final was literally he catched Hideo Itami with a knee, picks him up, knees him again, and then he goes for the Murphy's Law to make sure that he gets the win.
No kill like overkill.
Buddy Murphy came out of this looking nigh unstoppable, in my opinion.
Once again, Juggernaut.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, that's why he's the Juggernaut.
Absolutely.
And that's why I picked him. Okay, I mean, Kalisto is too much a part of the joke.
The Lucha House Party.
Lucha House Party.
The fact that he's on Raw it is more the fact that he's less likely to be, defending on 205 Live.
Yeah, Akira was literally doing nothing on 205 Live except kind of slowly building himself back up.
Yeah.
And he was really the only other viable person he could have gone with in this match aside from Buddy. And
Itami at the time we didn't know he was leaving, so I thought that it's possible that they were gonna, because he's the only one out of those four who has yet to hold that belt.
But on the flip side, okay, Itami is just like
he's coasting too.
He was coasting. They weren't doing anything with him either.
Yeah, which was pretty obvious from this match because he really didn't.
I mean,
do
seriously,
much.
they were aligning with Aria Daivari. Does that sound like a character who WWE knows they have a direction with?
No, not at all.
No.
All right. Well, as good as this match was, the next match, I'm shocked they had this as the opener.
I was too, but I mean, if there was any two people you would trust, I mean, aside from New Day, to put on an amazing opener, it would be someone like Asuka and someone like Becky.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
this is like
this was not a curtain jerker. No matter.
no, this is a brawl.
This was a brawl. Basically, you had the two best female submission specialists in WWE going femano y femano, just to see who is truly the best. Who, it's not about who's, and even about champion. It's just it wasn't even how personal it was. Just who was the best. Who's the best technician on SmackDown? And I mean, they had counters on counters on counters.
Oh, the ending was nothing but a reversal of getting each other into the opponent's finisher.
You had Becky going for the Oscar lock. You had
Asuka going for the disarmer. You had the Oscar lock in the ropes. You had the disarmer in the turnbuckle.
I mean, then you had Asuka do something we had never seen her do. Use the Oscar lock and then do a jackknife into a cattle mutilation type.
That was insane.
That was sick. And I mean, you couldn't. I mean, it's the one move that you see. Okay, I don't blame Becky for tapping out.
No. If you want no one to think that Becky looks weak, you flip the Oscar lock into a cattle mutilation.
Put her into a near impossible move to get out of.
Ugh.
I mean, it was insane.
Credit to Becky. I mean, she did not look weak at all in losing.
No, I mean the thing is when you it was like with Stone Cold and Bret Hart. What can you do to make Stone Cold lose but not lose any of the credibility that he built up throughout that match with Hart? Have him pass out.
Yes.
Have him pass out in the pool of his own blood. What do you do for a PG variation? You have Becky tap out in a near impossible hold.
Very true.
Like that Asuka had to go to this length just to get Becky to tap out. She knew the Asuka lock wasn't going to be enough. She knew Becky would have a counter. What does she do? She puts a twist on it.
Literally.
So I mean, Becky lost. I think it was one we all knew was coming. Okay,
yes.
Because
I mean, Asuka needs to continue to look strong. She just won the belt, and potentially we could have her versus Charlotte as a rematch. This time with Asuka as the champion.
the redemption arc.
And Becky did not need the belt, considering the path that they've chosen to go with her.
Exactly. What path is that? Well,
Again, foreshadowing.
All right.
So, okay. All the credit to you on this one. I did not think that Ms. O'Mac was going to take this.
So I suppose if I can take one victory out of Sunday, it would be this.
Yes.
It would be that, okay, I called it. I put my lock on it. This one was a no-doubter, okay? Because you know they were going to go to screw. It wasn't a screwy match in of itself. It was actually played pretty well straightforward. Miz and Shane proved to be the more...
They're the best tag team in the world.
More guile tag team. And somewhere Ross Trudell is spinning in his grave, even though he's still alive. Because
he
now
sleeps in his grave, apparently.
yeah. So anyway, I mean, this actually was played pretty straightforward. They just proved to be a more guile tag team than the
Bar doing what the Bar does.
I mean, the Bar was seemingly closing in. All it took was one little push by Miz.
Miz just pushes Cesaro in front of the Brogue Kick. You had Cesaro swinging Shane. Is that a record 20 times?
Oh, I've seen. Oh no, he spun Orton at least 30.
Okay,
but still, it's been a while since.
But I'm pretty sure that no one ever took that many and then immediately got in a submission, as if they didn't affect them at all.
No.
And
he sold the swing. Shane's officially the best ever.
Shane.
He's got
Shane. Shane on you.
Shane.
But yeah, Miz pushed Cesaro in the way of the Brogue Kick, which led to plenty of time for a shooting star Shane.
Shooting star press.
Shooting Shane press.
Shooting Shane star press.
Hey, not for nothing. He's got a great shooting star.
Bestie press.
The bestie press.
The bestie press.
And that's going to be real sad when he does it on Miz.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, holding the belts with Miz's dad.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I don't usually agree with a lot of the things Corey Graves says, but okay, you're basically acknowledging that Mrs. Dad was basically for lack of a better term, a D-bag for 30 years.
Pretty much. Well, what this means next time is when they defend the titles next time, Mrs. Dad has to be there with Shane's kids.
Oh, it's gonna be such a heartbreaker when Shane turns on Miz or vice versa.
And then you're gonna have
We
Miz,
all-
and then
we
you're gonna
all know
have
it's-
Miz
we all-
turn on Shane. Then you're gonna have Miz's dad hit Shane's kids.
Spoiler alert. Okay, if I may take a quote from Paul Heyman, because you've already ripped him off wholesale. Spoiler alert. One of these two is going to turn on the other. Whether it's the Shane heel turn we've all been kind of like contemplating or expecting, or just, they go the straight route with Miz turning heel and revealing the whole thing was a ploy to try and, get some leeway on the roster.
One of these men will turn on the other. One of these men just doesn't belong.
Yeah. So
Regardless, it was a fun match.
it's a fun match.
But it wasn't like a big real spectacle aside from the end. I would say
It was that's true, and I mean we didn't even have so much of a spectacle of the celebration. We had because basically we had him bring out Mrs. Dad, a nice little celebration. Then we had the Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders match between Heavy Machinery, the Usos, the New Day, and the Bar
again.
determined number 1 contenders.
and the Usos are the new contenders.
Usos are number 1 contenders. So now you're basically facing the second of the big 3 teams in WWE's new tag team.
Miz
era.
and Shane are going to run roughshod through the SmackDown division.
Or they end up losing their first title defense.
It wouldn't surprise me either way. All right, now the women were on point tonight.
Now, again, this was a battle of 2 technical artists. Okay, you basically Sasha had an answer every time.
Sasha was a boss of chain wrestling with this one.
Exactly. This was the Sasha we saw come up through NXT. This was the Sasha we saw gave Bailey and Charlotte and everyone else fits in NXT.
I really did enjoy the ego going between these two.
The nastiness of Sasha Banks in NXT. We saw that come back up here, and it's just like she had an answer for everything that Ronda threw away.
And on top of which, last time we had Ronda's match was against Charlotte, and that one was, vicious brawl, which looked like Charlotte was able to capitalize on any mistake Ronda made. But this match, where Ronda made one mistake where she went for a forearm and slammed her forearm into the LED, therefore causing a disruption on that, Sasha would not let up on that.
I just like that Ronda hit it so hard that the LED board just went out.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Dum. Ouch.
And because of that, this is the first match which Ronda took without submission.
She had to win by pinfall.
She had to win by pinfall.
Because again, Sasha had an answer for everything. For the arm bar, for basically every variation of the arm bar, Sasha had a counter for it. I mean, Ronda couldn't tap her out.
Very true.
That's the one. I suppose if there's any one victory Sasha can take out of this is that she had to make Ronda pin her to the mat for a 3 count.
With in my opinion, a surprise gut wrench slam and then another Piper's Pit, which is impressive considering it was one armed. Right. Sasha going Zack Sabre Jr. pulling back. I was worried Ronda's arm was going to pop out of her socket.
That was the one thing I liked about Sasha in NXT was that she could make even just like an armbar look nasty. Like she could yank back on it. She could make it look like somebody's going to pop right up its socket. It doesn't matter if it was an arm, doesn't matter if it was a leg, doesn't even matter if it was a finger. Mm-hmm. She'd go Pete Dunne on that.
I mean, when she got in the bank statement, she used the straps from her wardrobe to gag Ronda a bit, and then while reaching for the rope, she was stomping on the hand. Sasha would refuse to give Ronda any breathing room.
This was the pragmatist we saw Sasha be in NXT rear its ugly head once again.
So for me, this match made up for a lot of
just a mismanagement of Sasha's character.
Mismanagement.
All right, Ms. Yeah. That could you imagine if that became like his agency, Ms.
Allow me to mismanage you.
Mismanage. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, this was a great outing.
Yes.
On both women. Both women. Now the next night, I mean, Ronda came out, said she would have her traditional, title defense after a pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. And who came out? Surprise, surprise. Sasha's partner, Bailey.
Yep.
And
they had a match too.
Once again, we saw the same Bailey we saw down in NXT. She was plucky. She was relentless.
You know what it is? It's because of the fact they're giving Ronda all the time she needs to make good matches, and because of that,
They're letting her book the matches.
yeah, their opponents need to be on their best, which means that they're allowed to be as good as they are, which means they're allowed to be their NXT variants.
Exactly. So, I mean, Vince lets Ronda have this control. Here's the creative control. Map the match out. Do what you want within this amount of time.
So anyone who boos Ronda, just remember, the reason we're going to get our favorite female wrestlers wrestling to the best of their abilities is because they're allowed to wrestle her.
Vince and company are giving her the creative control.
Yes.
When you dictate the pace, the timing, like what she expects out of her opponents, like that. Let her map everything out.
It's working wonders so far.
I'd say so. And now, you know what? Okay, here's the spoiler alert. Now we know who her opponent for WrestleMania is going to be. Because she just came right... The winner, she didn't wait for Tuesday on SmackDown to come out and say this. She just came right out on Raw, got in Ronda's face, and said...
I choose you.
And you know,
I don't need to wait till tomorrow. I choose you.
And come on, who else was it? We all.
Here's a hint: we're centering her right now.
Right there, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, the winner of the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble.
Great Rumble.
It was
the beginning was a little botchy, pretty botch heavy. But
when I texted you on the way back, and I asked, okay, she's going. When Zelina Vega made her entrance, they were going by Vega. Oh yeah, I bet she came out with the claws in the mask, and you said yes. And I, ha!
Yeah, she did.
I called it.
You called it. That was 100% true. She came out as Zelina
and
Vega.
I hadn't even seen it. And like the moment you said, "Oh, she's going to Vega," oh yeah, it's Street Fighter.
Yeah. You had no legends. Every surprising entrant was from NXT or NXT UK,
including
Casey Catanzaro.
Oh my!
Wow!
Oh my God! Kofi Kingston, Naomi, eat your heart out.
Like hey, Ember Moon and Naomi both had really good saving moments. Ember rolling her feet on the apron to get to to get back to the stairs. Naomi doing a leap of faith to get back to the stairs, which Mandy then promptly said no.
Which was actually really good.
It was good. It was a really
moment. Good heel moment.
It was a very nice heel moment. But Casey just took away, like, because she landed on the ground, feet up, then headstanded to get her feet onto the barricade, then walked on her hands to get to the turnbuckle, and then spider monkeyed her way up.
No, like here's what she does. I mean, she like you said, she hand walks over, and while her back is facing the ring post, wraps her legs around, like literally bends her way up, like
backward bends.
Like this is something you see on freaking Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
and it's just like unbelievable. Oh, I mean, yeah, she gets tossed out right after.
Yeah, pretty much. Rhea Ripley.
By Rhea Ripley.
Rhea was really powerful in this one.
She's nasty.
Oh yeah. I gotta say, I want to see a match between Casey and Alexa because we finally have someone who's smaller than Alexa.
I'm sorry, not Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley.
She looked very nice in this.
And she puts Beth Phoenix to shame.
I'll tell you this much. I showed Allison the match after because she was very interested, and I said, "Take a look at her." She comes out and she said, "I want that entire outfit. I want the hairstyle. I want to look like that." Rhea Ripley looks intimidating and cool at the same time.
I don't know if she could exactly pull that.
I don't think she can pull it off. It'd
be an improvement.
But to be fair, she also had the same look everyone else had when Hornswoggle made a sudden appearance.
Oh, God, he looks disgusting.
Yeah, like I saw him on the indies.
The greasy, ratty hair.
The hair was fake.
Oh God,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I saw him on the indies. The hair was 100%
that literally looked like they just let's just take the first piece of roadkill we can find, slap it on Hornswoggle's head, and have him sit with it under the ring for like 20 minutes.
Pretty much. So Zelina Vega decided to hide. Yeah, she decided to hide under the ring.
She pulled a Lawler.
Yep.
And then like as soon as she pops her head out of the laugh, it's like oh, there's Hornswoggle.
And then Hornswoggle decides to pull an Otis Dozovich and just like chase her around until Zelina runs back in and then gets eliminated by Rhea, and then Hornswoggle chases her away, and Rhea's like, "What just happened?"
They had to get one. They had to get one little schmaltzy bit in. They
Yeah,
they
I
had
take
to
it
do
back. They had one legend during this. It was Hornswoggle.
Okay. The legend of the not so anonymous Raw GM returns. Yeah, that's his legendary status.
Well, we do, like, if no one else understands this, I understand why Hornswoggle chased Zelina Vega. It's because she intruded on his home. Because don't forget, he lives under the ring. But regardless,
I mean, I knew real estate values were that bad, but seriously, he's got to be living under the ring now.
So let's skip near the end of the match. Number 28 was Lana.
Was
Who
Lana
could barely walk.
Apparently Lana's made of glass at this point.
Yeah.
Because she just took one little bump off of the ring, and apparently
She even took her heels off, so you can't even blame the heels during the Rusev match.
Yeah.
She took off the heels so she could put them back on later.
Yeah, so she's coming out. Her ankle's completely wrapped. She can barely move. She's like moving like a foot at a time.
So then number 29 comes out as Nia Jax.
Who kicks
Immediately goes back, kicks her in the bad
who
foot.
kicks
Then,
Lana's foot from under her foot.
yep, and then does a knee breaker on her.
Yeah, and then Lana cannot continue.
Yep,
So-
and then 30 came, and then the two of us were watching because we knew this is what we were planning on 30. Becky was going to come out and take Carmella's spot. Didn't happen. Carmella came in with no interruption, but we knew when Lana got hurt, that was the spot.
Suddenly, here comes Becky marching down the aisle,
Getting in Finley's face,
getting
specifically Finley.
and telling him, almost begging him, okay,
Put me
Lana
in.
can't go. Put me in. And then Finley's like looking back. He's got like a moan of conscience right here, and he says, "You know what? Go,
Go.
go."
The
and
pop.
was
The crowd, that was the loudest pop all night. On par with her winning. But no, when she got in was erupting, the crowd.
honestly though, I felt like that was the one downturn for like. I mean, seriously, you have Becky come out and basically beg, plead, put me in the match. Here's the thing: if she had like come out maybe like during Nia Jax's entrance, like right after she assault, like okay, here's the thing: she comes out right after Nia Jax assaults Lana. Lana looks at her. They have a brief little exchange. She says, "You know what? Go for it."
The way I see it,
Yeah, beats up Nia, tosses her out, like gets revenge for herself and gets revenge for Lana.
the way I see it, I feel that she was waiting in Gorilla, probably was going to attack Carmella until she saw Nia attack Lana. That's what I'm thinking, personally.
Maybe. As it is though, other than
The
that,
final four was Charlotte, Becky, Nia, and Bayley. Bayley was a surprise.
I wasn't expecting Bayley.
No, Carmella was number 5. She was part of your final four.
Carmella, unfortunately, Carmella got tossed sooner than I was hoping for.
Oh, I was begging Nia to toss her, which she did.
Yeah, which she did, unfortunately.
But then Bayley gets eliminated. Bayley had a really good showing.
She did. She
eliminated Rhea Ripley.
She had 2 good showings on the Rumble and the next night on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So I would not be surprised because considering that she and Sasha have a entry match next week into the Elimination Chamber to determine the new women's tag team champions, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm
thinking they're the favorites.
I'm just calling them front runners right now.
Absolutely.
That's just the way I see them being geared up.
So, and then after that happened, Charlotte got Nia outside of the ring, over the top rope, but not landed. Then Becky hits Nia, gets her out of the ring, which leaves it down to just Becky and Charlotte. And then Nia retaliates and injures Becky's knee, her left knee.
Right.
So
Charlotte thinks, she's got the easy
she's
pick.
maniacal laughing, pointing.
Like her
thinking.
hair's all over the place.
She looked insane.
She did. She looked every bit like her dad.
Very true.
Like classic Flair, like disheveled hair, wild, crazed look in her eyes.
And Becky, just like straight fire would, runs in, says, "I can go. You fight me. I'm gonna win. I'm taking this." What was the line? "You've taken enough from me. You're not taking this." And immediately Charlotte attacks the leg with no remorse. Attacks with every move her dad uses, including the
chop block.
The chop block. Ugh.
Everything she could do to destabilize Becky, she did. And even then, it still didn't end up being enough because at one point Charlotte ends up
Went
on the
for a
ring.
big boot.
and then misses, goes over the top, and one kick later from Becky, Charlotte just slumps right to the floor. Both feet hitting. Becky wins.
Great match. I love this.
And then Becky, like we said, I mean, Triple H at the top of the Raw show said, okay, Becky has until SmackDown. Becky's not going to wait until SmackDown.
She waited.
She already knew what she wanted. I mean, she already ran her course with Asuka. Asuka was the better woman. She comes out, challenges Ronda.
And she smiles as Ronda says she's going to kill her with her bare hands.
She has a smile on her face.
Smiled the whole way.
She no-sold Ronda freaking Rousey.
And it was amazing. All right.
So there's the build-up, right? But here's the thing. Then SmackDown comes along. Becky's basically coming out, saying her fond farewells. And here comes Charlotte. And the rumors are rampant that they're going to find some way to instigate Charlotte into the match for a triple threat. And I'm sorry.
I really don't want that.
No one wants that.
No.
Okay.
It needs to be.
You already have a ready-made storyline with Charlotte and Asuka. You don't need Charlotte being mixed up on Raw. Okay, I get it. She's their goat of the female division. She's their go-to person. She's their John Cena, if you will. But the bottom line is, you don't need her in a match that's already got such a great build-up between Ronda and Becky. You can, and the thing is, with the superstar shakeup, possibly somewhere down the line, you can have Charlotte bumped over to Raw anyway.
Or you could have Ronda move to SmackDown.
Ronda move to SmackDown.
And have Becky go to Raw as their champion.
Exactly.
It all works.
So there are a number of ways you can have Charlotte instigated in the feud after WrestleMania. You don't need to do it now.
Very true.
Because unfortunately, if you do that, not only are you oversaturating the match, the Raw Women's title match, you're leaving Asuka really without a viable challenger. Because who else is there? There's Naomi.
They could do a multiple man match and multi-woman match.
There's Carmella. Okay. I mean, there's Lana. There's Zelina Vega. Who could you really instigate, really push to the level that Asuka has been pushed back to on SmackDown, on the SmackDown side?
I honestly think Asuka Charlotte 2 is the best match that you could have at that 100%.
I think so. I really think so. Yep. I mean, if they had put Nikki Cross on SmackDown, I may have said Nikki Cross.
But she's on Raw.
She's on Raw. So I mean, okay, don't blame us. Blame the booking.
Seriously. All right, so this was a big high. Unfortunately, that means that we need a match to down on, and it ended up being this one.
Of all things. I mean, the last thing you would ever expect anyone to say about a match with AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan is that it was just...
It was good.
It was...
I mean...
It wasn't bad.
Daniel Bryan once again shows his savagery, choosing a specific body part, and he will not stop attacking it no matter what.
Styles showed like his revamped self. He showed it just, for some reason, it didn't come together.
The crowd was too quiet. They were exhausted.
I mean, this was the break match after the Women's Royal Rumble, and you were going with this? Are you kidding me? I mean, okay, in hindsight, I think we all knew Balor versus Lesnar was more of a foregone conclusion. At least a champ did. I had to go with my heart instead of my head for once, and look where that gets me.
It made your Miz win moot.
Yeah, and to that I refute.
Regardless, it was a good match, but that's the problem. It was a good match from two of the best in the world.
Right, and then you had the ending.
The ending, like, it definitely it confused me. It intrigued me.
It threw me for a loop. I'll give him that.
The fact that Eric Rowan was the choice.
Eric Rowan. You mean the scrappy do of the Wyatt family. Basically, the one person, like, okay, they've tried to revamp, that they've tried to, like, kind of keep in there as, the heavy hitter of whoever he's with, whether he's just with Harper, whether he's with the Wyatt family, whether he's on his own as, this savant genius, which I actually thought was a good character.
It is a good character.
Until they did nothing to follow up with it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that that's what they're going with, the fact that he's so smart, he understands Daniel's plight, and he 100% agrees.
Right.
That's a good method.
That's a good method. However, the way they went with it on Sunday was not. They basically just had him meander out the ringside, just kind of stand there all menacingly for a few minutes. As soon as the ref went down, Okay. Oh, wait. Let me do my best Chavon impression. Whose side is he on?
He was dressed in
yeah,
plaid,
let's see. He was
guys.
dressed in flannel and he's got a beard. Whose side do you think he's on? Seriously. We all knew he was on Brian's side.
Oh yeah, chokes like claw face choke slam,
Claw face choke slam. 1, 2, 3. Brian retains.
and now he's got a heavy. And
and-
I will forgive it
Which-
if Luke
which-
Harper comes out later, and then Bray Wyatt is his opponent at Mania.
Because here's the theory that Dan and I actually did agree on, despite our limited communication for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
That the potential idea of a Wyatt family reforming around Daniel Bryan. Because think about this. I want people to think about this little bit of continuity. What was the Wyatt family's ultimate goal before WWE totally screwed up their booking? Was to burn down the world and build it back up in their own image. What is Daniel Bryan trying to do? He's trying to destabilize the world's economy, the world's consumption, and he wants to tear it all down and rebuild the world in his own image as the Earth's champion.
He even made a new belt.
So suddenly now you have him and you have a faction looking that never quite got off the ground with a common goal in mind. So what's my theory? That whoever ends up facing Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania will end up running into a revamped, reunited, and refocused Wyatt family.
That's something I'm looking forward to.
Retitled I thought this was actually a great tag team name when someone suggested it on 411 Mania, The Greater Good.
Ooh, the Greater Good.
I'd like to see that. A revamped Wyatt family all under the umbrella of Daniel Bryan.
I wonder if the Greater Good is what's best for business.
If they know what's good for business.
But like we said,
But that's for another day.
That's later on.
That's for the coming months. All right. So now we come to
my comeback.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is where things
Balor,
turn ugly for me.
There was two ways this actually could have gone in Balor's favor. One, if Strowman interfered. Strowman was not going to interfere because if he wanted the belt, he'd want it off of Lesnar instead of Balor.
Which I thought would happen. Just the way they seemed to be building up to it was just. I thought it was the Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar scenario, Goldberg scenario from 2004. I honestly thought it was.
The other way was if the Demon arrived, which was not even a single
which
tease.
Balor denied.
He completely refuted. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. And I mean, I'll give it to them that it was different.
It was definitely a different style of match.
It was a different style of match. Basically, Lesnar looked to dominate early.
Didn't have a chance.
Per usual. But Balor, what does he do? He lures Lesnar in, makes him make a mistake, runs into the corner of the announce table,
and then he
re-aggravates his stomach injury,
and then he drills him into that corner again.
Exactly.
And with that, his core strength is gone.
He can't suplex.
He doesn't get just like Ronda doesn't win via submission, which he always does. Brock doesn't get a single F5, not once. He tries and can't do it.
Can barely throw a suplex. Even with a 185-pounder like Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Balor, even though he's still getting knocked down and thrown around by Lesnar time again, he
keeps getting back up and gets him down. I remember a corner drop kick to Lesnar's face, which looked pretty brutal, which led for the coup de grace.
And then a trio dives to the outside, taking down Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
And then goes for the coup de grace. Gets him right in the midsection. 1, 2, nope. Kimura.
Immediately Kimura.
like a bear trap.
And then Lesnar's eyes will once again be memes of this year.
It's just it was a look of almost desperation and relief. Like thank goodness I found a means to get out.
And Balor does not have the frame where he could pull Lesnar to the ropes.
No, had to tap out. No choice.
And
then just so okay, whatever sort of tough guy.
I love this. On Raw, Finn says, "I might not have beaten Lesnar, but I made Lesnar believe in Finn Balor." Yeah, he believed in him so much he suplexed him, suplex F5.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, he's a believer, all right.
I believe you are now paced on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a 9-minute match, almost 9 minutes, which was what my time was. So if it led to that,
right. So yeah. So I mean, this one. I mean, what else can you really say about it?
I mean, Lesnar has good matches with the little guys, but he doesn't lose to little guys.
He doesn't lose to little guys, which I mean, I bet against him. That's my fallacy right there. That's my faux pas.
But with that, we land on the final.
So basically,
match.
I pulled a Zach.
Yeah. So,
all right. So now we come to the men's Royal Rumble match,
which had 2 legends, only 2, which is surprising.
Jeff Jarrett won against the
Elias starts at number 1, and Jeff Jarrett interrupts him, dressed like his debut in WWF.
That's JEFFJARRET.
I was, to be perfectly honest, when Jeff Jarrett came out, I was like, all right, when's Elias gonna hit him in the back with a guitar?
When's he gonna go all slap nuts?
Like I was waiting. And to be perfectly honest, I thought he was going to lead with it. No, he just punches him and then decks him. And now apparently Jeff's feuding with Elias on Raw.
Okay. So apparently whatever little love affair Elias had with the WWE universe, it's over.
Yeah.
It's done. They need him.
We were talking about Rusev being here. Yeah, this is the Raw equivalent. Elias just randomly turned heel. He was like, I'm tired of doing my songs for you. I'm going to do them for me again. I'm like, when did you stop? The songs have all been the same. The only difference is instead of talking about the town, you were talking about your opponent. But whatever.
Again, blame the booking.
Yes. So Elias 1, Jeff Jarrett 2, Shinsuke Nakamura 3, your U.S. champion, Kurt Angle number 4. Our 2 legends were in the first 4.
Yeah, and Angle didn't exactly have a very auspicious run. Apparently because he was filling in for Zack Ryder for whatever reason.
Randomly.
And he got tossed out after throwing a few Brock Lesnar light suplexes. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so after that, what were our surprise entrants? After that, the surprise entrants were good. We had Johnny Gargano.
We had Aleister
Black. We had Pete Dunne.
Surprisingly, no Velveteen Dream, which I was a little disappointed
That was surprising. Of all the people, I honestly thought he was going to show up.
But I mean, the problem with this, the common criticism I saw with this was that the timing was off because the Women's Royal Rumble ran apparently too long. Every other match after that got rushed. This one, there was problems with pacing, there was problems with timing. Eliminations just came very quickly, very anticlimactically.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Lashley's was the most shocking because
I feel that wasn't. I honestly don't feel that was changed that much because he needed that anger.
Exactly. We knew that, he and Rollins were having this little mini feud. We knew that, Rollins was going to be somewhat involved in his elimination. He was. It was just the way it went down was so mind baffling. Mm-hmm. Was because he, Rollins, low bridges him. He goes back to grab the ropes, but then suddenly has you almost see, the realization, oh, whoops, never mind. And let's go and just, plops.
Yep.
It's just okay. Okay, was that supposed to be a botch? Was he supposed to stay in? Was he was supposed to get super kicked off? What was the deal, man?
I don't know.
that was the big awkward moment in the room right there. It was what happened?
Well, let's see. Other fun moments. Titus O'Neil.
Subverting
expectations. He will not fall. He will not go under the ring on accident.
Oh, and
he'll only do it
big
when
shocker.
he's...
Here's the upset of the world. Curtis Hawkins got an elimination.
Kurt Hawkins eliminated Titus O'Neil
and got knocked out by Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Wah, wah.
The
Vince giveth and Vince taketh away.
Yes. Drew McIntyre spoiling the New Day.
And
also destroying No Way Jose and his entire entourage.
Oh, and Dolph Ziggler upsetting Drew McIntyre.
We both had Drew McIntyre in the Final Four.
Yeah. Thanks, Ziggles.
Thanks, DZ.
DZ.
Oh no! Do not skin Dolph Ziggler to make the belt.
Oh God.
Let's see. Samoa Joe looked very dominant.
He did, and Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali, like he was one of the long. I think wasn't he the Iron Man?
I think he was the Iron Man. I have to go back and check.
It's either him or Seth.
Yeah, actually, no. I had Seth for it.
We both had Seth.
Because Seth was number 10, and no one past him made it to the
True. Yeah.
So
But
Seth
Ali was number 2. He eliminated Shinsuke, which immediately opens up a feud there.
He eliminated Samoa Joe.
He eliminated Samoa Joe, which can continue that.
You see the look on Joe's face, like it's like. It's like. If you ever want to look up the picture for Impotent Rage, you'll see Samoa Joe's picture right next to it. It's like.
Very true. You had Pete Dunne stepping up
or
against
or
Drew.
my rage when I lost on Sunday.
Yeah, Pete Dunne stepping up to Drew. You had Dean Ambrose getting eliminated by Aleister Black with a black mask.
Very anticlimactically, I might add.
Yeah, well, we found out the reason for that.
Because supposedly WWE announced it. Ambrose is on his way out after WrestleMania.
Yep, he is not re-signed. He is not asking for his release. He is refusing to continue after Mania.
Quote unquote, he's tired of the hokey beep.
Yep. He hates hokey stuff.
He hates hokey crap. So now I don't again. We don't know if this will work.
Yeah,
because
there's always a chance.
There's always a chance because when's the last time WWE ever pre-announced someone being on the
using his real name too? Jonathan Good.
When was the last time they ever said done?
The only time the real names came out was with CM Punk, honestly, because he called himself Phil Brooks and he called Triple H Paul Levesque. But it was never WWE. It was never the company doing that, which is why this feels authentic.
Right. When the whole situation with Enzo Amore went down, he was like all persona non grata. They didn't even acknowledge his release.
Yes.
He was just like, he's gone. Mm-hmm. And unpersoned him. Gone.
I mean, they even said they'd welcome him back. So
maybe we don't know. Is he just leaving wrestling? Could we see him in AEW?
I feel that he's probably gonna take some time off. Maybe try a different wrestling promotion. Maybe he'll go back to CZW.
Maybe he'll come back as John Moxley.
Maybe in a few years he'll come back and they'll give him the booking he wants, and then he'll once again be a top heel.
All right. So after that little sidetrack.
Yes.
Okay. Back on the Rumble. All right. So
should we talk about number 30?
Yeah, let's talk about number 30.
So you thought R-Truth was gonna come out as number 30 in the women's Rumble?
Yeah, that was more or less my call. Was just they had so many women come out for the men's Rumble. Why not have a men come out for the women's Rumble? Why not? This is a joke.
They had an idea somewhat similar.
And what did they do?
So Nia Jax, who got eliminated by Becky, who she saw Becky inserted herself into a Rumble, thought, well, if she can insert herself in WID, why can't I? So R-Truth's dancing. Nia comes out, blasts R-Truth, and takes his spot.
Basically, she's in the Rumble. No one objects to it. She's in there, and it's only you think, what are they going to do? Because even when they had Karma in there, they really didn't do anything with her other than have her be eliminated by Ziggler.
Nia imposed herself on everybody.
She eliminated Mustafa Ali. It's
in dominant fashion too.
Okay, and well, here's the thing. Mustafa tried to be the gentleman. He tried to say, okay, please just leave. I don't want to do this. Nia said, you're out.
Mm-hmm. And then, while she's, praising herself, you see behind her slinking into position.
So on the upside, hey, you eliminated Samoa Joe, Mustafa. Way to go. Bad news, you're getting tossed up by Nia Jax. Yeah.
And then Nia turns around to see Randy Orton waiting. And I'm just like Randy Orton's not going to try. He RKO'd Stacy Keibler.
He RKO'd Stephanie McMahon. Come on. We know he's going to do it.
He tries. Nia imposes herself, says nope.
She shrugs him off. And it's only super kick. And Ziggler has no compunction, just super
kicks Nia. No.
619.
619 by Randy, and then RKO by Randy, and then everybody removes Nia from the ring.
I didn't know Randy could do a 619.
You never seen him try.
Rey Mysterio was 619, then RKO by Randy's at this one just saying, okay, why not?
It's like, okay.
RKO.
Not only that, it was a running RKO.
And then the kicker with that is that even when they threw out Ron, she was still hanging on, and then Ray's like, "Oh, come on," and then just drop kicks her.
yeah.
Right out. It's like
the basement drop kick to get her out.
so. Like that's what I was trying to get back to at the earlier point. Like, okay, if Becky had come out and like seemingly beat up Nia and eliminate and gotten revenge for her and Lana, that would have made more sense for Nia coming back and entering herself into the men's rumble. I'm just saying that little.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that little flaw in booking right there. I just feel like that would have made a little more sense. I mean, this just kind of came out of left field for me because it's like what's like the notion of a woman entering the men's rumble. It's kind of moot at this point.
She's the fourth, as they mentioned. She's the fourth in
Yeah.
history because you had China, you had Karma, you had Beth Phoenix, and now you have Nia. But to be perfectly honest, China was the last one who seriously seemed like she was a threat when she
Right.
did that. Karma eliminated Michael Cole.
Well, you can't even say that she eliminated Michael Cole.
He eliminated himself.
Well, no, Lawler and Booker T eliminated
Oh.
Michael Cole.
Beth Phoenix eliminated Great Khali via kissing.
Kissing headlock.
Kissing headlock. Like, this is the first time in a long time where Nia Jax seemed imposing and dominant enough where she could actually run with the guys.
Right.
Which, spoiler, Raw, she headbutted and removed Dean from the ring too. It seems like this is going to continue.
This is going to be a thing, isn't it?
Like, I want her, I'm going to come out and say this, I want her to pin Kurt Hawkins.
Or the twist, she ends up being the first victory for Hawkins.
Randy out of nowhere RKO Kurt Hawkins pin.
There's your big victory, Hawkins. You get to pin a girl.
I'd be terrified of Kurt. If that were to happen, I would be, as Kurt Hawkins, I'd be looking over my shoulder every day for the rest of my life after that. I'd just be worried she'd come out, like just open the door, and now you're gone. But the final four was Andrade, Dolph Ziggler.
Which I didn't pick. Who I didn't pick.
Like, funny enough, when I was trying to think of who could be in the final four, I was trying to think of faces. My thought was Andrade at one point, just because I'd love to see another Andrade Daniel Bryan match.
I had Orton, but he got tossed out right before the final four.
Strowman, who I had in my final four.
Who I should have picked for my final four.
And Seth Rollins, who I knew was going to win when Bobby Lashley put him into a table. Because now he gets to rest until the end of the match.
1 out of 4, and it ends up being the one guy who actually ends up winning, although it did make a huge difference for me. But yeah.
Yeah, Seth Rollins wins by curb stomping Braun Strowman's head into the apron.
Which Strowman gave him kudos for the following night. So,
and you saw Seth and Triple H out. They were beaming. They were so happy this is happening.
Oh yeah,
This is Triple H's first guy. It was Triple H's pet project. Roman Reigns was Vince's. Seth Rollins was Trips.
Yep, there you go. And Rollins is in the main event. And of course, you would think, okay, so now he's got the choice between Lesnar and Bryan. And as Heyman pointed out,
pick Bryan.
Pick Bryan.
Pick Bryan. You're friends. You'd love to have a match.
You'll have a great match.
Survive. Enjoy WrestleMania. There is no way you will enjoy a championship victory against Brock.
And then what happens?
when Brock really
Rollins comes out, gets in Lesnar's face, hits a quick shot to the stomach, but as soon as he tries going for the stomp, F5. Dun dun dun.
F5.
Dot. F5.
The show went off air with him F5ing him.
Rollins, it keeps struggling to get up. F5. And then after the fifth F5, it seems like he's learned his lesson. Lesnar's
Shades
leaving.
of Dean Ambrose a few years ago.
And then,
is that the best you got?
And then Lesnar just rushes right over, F5, lays him out. And then you think, oh, okay, they'll probably give him at least a week. Nope, Rollins still, it's been made official. Rollins versus Lesnar, Universal Championship, WrestleMania 35.
So we're already getting our matches set up, and they're looking good.
And I mean, okay, so they're gonna have to do some serious convincing to make anyone believe that Rollins has a modicum of a chance, more than anyone else.
True.
Because so far, he's...
Well, actually, wait. Rollins actually has 2 victories over Lesnar. The only time he ever lost was a triple threat with him, Cena, and Lesnar. But then, the WrestleMania 31, he got a victory over Reigns and Lesnar. And then during the rematch where Lesnar got him one-on-one, Undertaker interfered, but it still counts as a Rollins victory.
Well, not necessarily, because Lesnar won by DQ. They later determined that since he got involved on Rollins' behalf, Lesnar won by DQ.
I thought the ref was out for that.
Well, he was, but they would later count it as a DQ victory for Lesnar. So
all right.
He's got one. Sorry to let the air out of the room there, but it's the way.
All right.
It's the way it is.
Very true. All right. So that's the Royal Rumble. It was great stuff.
It was a great all-around show. I mean, started up a little slow, picked back up with the Women's Rumble. With the women's title matches. The championship matches kind of threw things off. Kind of like 50-50 on the world title matches.
Yeah. Not including the kickoff, the weakest match was all right.
And the Men's Rumble left a little bit to be desired,
Yes.
just in terms of the pacing and just kind of the anticlimactic nature of the eliminations.
Yes. This Royal Rumble really belonged to the women.
It did. It really did. They stole the show.
Yes.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now it begs the question: what do we have to look forward to going on the road to WrestleMania? Man.
We got Elimination Chamber coming up. We got the
women's tag team
tag team Elimination Chamber match. We're gonna have a 6-way an Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown title with Bryan, AJ, Mustafa, Joe, Randy, and Jeff.
Well, that's not necessarily what I meant. My question is, what are we going to do about that?
Oh. Well, this is a new belt. I feel it should have a little more prestige than being defended every single pay-per-view. So I say, new rule, they only get defended at the Big Four. SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania.
Interesting. I wonder why that is. Like,
oh, don't start that. I'm trying to make new prestige. It's nothing to do with, losing the belt. It's if you're gonna lose it, you're gonna lose it on the bigger matches, not the B shows.
Okay, Lesnar.
Lesnar is still a draw, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You watch to see if he's gonna lose, and if he's gonna lose, it's gonna be on a bigger show.
True, or he could stop acting like it's MMA. He could stop acting like he's in the big boy department and, defend it like a man.
Considering the fact every time he defends it, he wins, I'm pretty sure that's all that matters to him. And he gets paid.
So what are you so worried about?
I'm worried about I want to make this a prestigious title and not a paper title that goes back and forth between the two of us willy-nilly.
I'm sorry, prestigious? Like prestige? Oh, prestigious. Okay. You prestigious. Like, if you're going to be a champion, learn just a little bit on the enunciation.
Whatever you say, Shayna Baszler.
Okay. You're gonna get on me about.
I wasn't going to do anything. You were
going to get on me about enunciation, Mr. Reining, Mr. Reining champion. Yeah. I saw your live coverage.
My live coverage, considering the fact that I'd never done it before, looked pretty damn good in my opinion, and I can fix it, and it's already been fixed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, when I did the coverage, it didn't need to be fixed because I could cover my mistakes.
If you could cover your mistakes, you wouldn't have lost.
Mm-hmm. And if you were as confident a champion as you're claiming to be, you wouldn't have to wait till WrestleMania to put the belt on the line.
I could see your provocations. It's not going to work. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for the benefit of the show. I'm doing it for the greater good.
Oh, okay. So you're the greater good. Oh, the greater good. So once again, you're co-opting something I saw online. I'm not even claiming to be my own, and you're co-opting it. That's lower than low, man.
Please. This little greater good thing is not from just your show. They co-opted that from a really good movie called Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz, the greater good.
The greater good, and you're quoting a parody movie? Are you serious?
It's a great movie. You're insulting Wow. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to keep this civil, and he immediately gets on my case. These belts, which will become the Undisputed World Wrestling Connection champion, which I am the champion because I won via intelligence. All right. They are going to be defended at Mania. We will determine what happens.
But you're sure lacking on the integrity, aren't you?
All right. So.
Okay, Angle.
With that said, we will see you later. Play us out.
Be connected, get connected,
Stay connected.
See you next week.
Yeah, of course. See you next week, people.